Hey now, Steve Severs for Bionic Buzz. I'm here with my daughter, Angela, and my Adam's son, and today we'll be going over some...
Don't forget...
What?
Also, sparkly Lila.
Okay. We're here to talk about some Frozen 2 secrets and the Frozen VR. And, we're a little late in this video. We wanted to get this up by Frozen 2 week, but it is available now, so go check it out. They have exclusives at Target and Walmart, tons of fun stuff.
And also you can buy the movie also at Target.
That's right. Adam, did you like Frozen 2? Yes.
And some Disney secrets you might not know but we're gonna talk about them today.
That's right. So Angela is the master at Disney secrets. That's all she watches on YouTube. So a while back, Walt Disney Animation did a media event at their Walt Disney Animation Studios in Burbank, California. It was really awesome. So we kind of divided ourselves up into 4 different groups. Oh, it wasn't a Disneyland, buddy, but yeah. This is where they actually make the animation and stuff. So this is what they handed out to us. We all got divided up into groups. So I was in the Earth group, so it all divided in their symbols. You can look at this, it's pretty neat. So it was a lot of stuff they threw at us. It was an all-day event. We met with animators who just worked on fabrics, just worked on backgrounds. People who worked on the Frozen VR, we'll get into that later. I went through, no video photography was allowed, but I did audio record it, so it took me a while, but I went through and got all the best facts from all the day to give this to you. So, you ready, Angela?
Yeah!
All right, so first up, we're gonna talk about Elsa's hair. Now, one trick in the animation is each movie they make, Angela, they come up with a technique and then they can reuse it in another movie. So, for Elsa's hair, they used what they've created in the Beauty and the Beast for the Beast hair simulator. And they applied that for, Elsa's hair in Frozen 2. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Elsa's hair let down in the final scene of the film had to maintain a shape of Elsa's hair, but also had to come up with something new. So, and they had some twists in her hair and the signature braid, so it was kind of something new. Did you like how her hair looked at the end, Angela?
Yeah.
You liked it, Adam? Yeah.
I like the Waterhouse outfit.
Yeah. Now, one other thing is just like their hair, also their clothes, they had to adapt to different environments. So in Frozen 2, stuff could be wet, dry, or underwater, or just drying in general. So her hair, because a lot of times, they got wet a bunch of times in the movie. They went in the river. Elsa was trying to go across that giant ocean thing.
The ocean to get to find.
Yeah, so, and the cool thing is they also talked about earlier how they used the Beast simulator. They also took a lot of the water effects they used in Moana into this, but it was way different types, different water, you know?
Yeah, different water and tail, but they made the same thing about like that, but different. Because the water horse was the same thing as the water forming.
That's right. They had to use that's one aspect they had to use the animation. It was way different than they ever done before.
The other took the Moana water for the movie to turn it into that, to make that happen.
Yeah, but you could see, because like the water did move around different forms in Moana, so they were able to adapt that into the horse. So that's very good, Angela. So you want to talk about the fabric first? How many yards of digital fabric do you think is used in the whole movie, Angela?
My guess is 14.
Okay, there are 7.9 yards of digital fabric used for Elsa's dress alone.
Here
it
is.
And what they did, here, Adam, can you hold this up for me?
Can you hold this one?
Yeah. So this is how, if you actually made a dress in real life, this is how you do the patterns up. Adam, hold that up for me.
Now.
So this is what they had to come up with first. And the cool thing is I actually asked, did you send this to Disneyland folks when they did the dress for when you meet Elsa? And the answer is yes, they did. So they're a little cross-platform there. So if you took all these all lined up, so this alone is 7.9 yards of digital fabric. But if you took all the fabric all throughout the whole movie from every character, it will be 2.5 Olympic swimming pools long. Do you know what like a pool size is, Angela?
It's 14 inches.
Well, way bigger than that. So you take almost 3 size pools together, and that's how long the fabric is of all these from all the characters in the movie. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we should pepper out.
Yeah. So, and this just shows the detail they had to do. They had to do like digital stitching for each part of their fabric. So.
And they have to use little crystals to glue it in to make that happen. And I take a while to make. And they had to lose little beans to make it happen, to make the magic happen. Those days about bear.
Okay, Angela, I have a question for you. How many strands of hair do you have on your head?
I don't know.
Well, how many strands do you think Elsa had on her hair?
15.
400,000 strands of hair is on Elsa's hair. Or in Elsa's hair. Did you say that correctly?
Yeah.
So where's Elsa? Let's hold up this one.
Can I hold it?
Yes.
No! I didn't hold
Adam, you hold that one up. Here you go. So, and you know that 20% of all the Frozen animation was working on Elsa's hair and dress alone. So here's her dress and hair. And Adam, hold this up. This is the details on the dress. If you actually zoomed in, this one.
Yeah. Really?
And so they had these different digital stitch patterns they had to come up with for it. Very elegant. I mean, it came out so good. All right, so that's enough about Elsa. Let's move on to what Frozen's all about. Ice and glacier. You know, I don't think we talked about on that there tonight. So ice and glacier. So they had to come up with, there's way different types of different snow and ice throughout the movie.
Oh, this is this one.
Snow that gets compressed, it builds into granular ice. Then goes to solid ice. When the light shines through, it gives a blue color. Now the problem is, Angela, when they were building this animation thing, when they would send the light through the ice, it's supposed to bounce around and come back out. That's how you can see the color of blue in ice and stuff, because it's a light bouncing around in the icicles. But the problem is it would come out all pitch black. Like so they had to come up with new technology to render this. If you remember, we went to the Science Center and they were talking about Pixar animation, Disney animation and rendering and stuff. So they had to come up with a new form.
That would be this, right? Is that this?
Yeah, well, that's the Frozen VR. We're getting to that later.
So
Let's finish the ice thing real quick.
And then we could get
all right.
this one.
So they had their own team to research ice, frosty ice, similar to frosty glass. All right, so we talked about ice. Another fun fact that I'd like to talk about was leaves. How many leaves do you think were used in Frozen 2?
108. I mean, 1,000.
Oh, how many do you think, Adam? How many leaves are in Frozen 2?
14.
14 to 1?
Yeah.
All right, get ready for this. There was 10 million leaves were used in Frozen 2.
It was correct.
Well, I don't think anyone. I guess you were the closest.
Yeah, so I won.
10 million, that's a lot. So the leaves were molded on the ground, and because it was fall, technically this. And the big thing about having the leaves is do you remember the wind character, Samantha?
Yeah.
Well, wind is invisible. So the only way to kind of see the characters was with the leaves and interacting with the environment around her. So that's why they kind of had it set in fall, so you can see Samantha around, which is pretty neat. So, you got some, Dad?
How does people know that's Samantha? Because like Olaf says.
Well, that's the thing. You would see the leaves in the wind, so that's how you could tell. Oh, that's where the character is. So,
Yeah.
pretty neat, huh? Otherwise, you couldn't see the wind at all.
But how did they make the leaves like fly?
Okay, well that was animation.
I think those strings.
No, it's animation. It's all done on computers, so. So, half dozen different types of leaves, but they had to be copied and pasted. So, if you remember those long landscapes of the woods, and there were just leaves on trees everywhere, so what they did is they broken up the giant woods into a half-mile chunks, and then they would copy and paste those. That's this one right here, Angela. Let's hold that up. So, this is the different landscapes they used for the woods and stuff. And if you see the river here, if you remember, Anna and Olaf had a little adventure on the river. How long do you think they built the river in Frozen 2?
My guess is 5 miles.
Close. It was 1.5 miles. That's how long they had to build that thing, and
Yeah.
So it went from the dam down and stuff. So, and they had to have all the woods all around it, and there was different types of water used since it was rapids, calm water, and stuff. All right. Okay. That leads us to the very end. They also showed us this brand new Disney VR short film called Myth, A Frozen Tale. It was produced by Nicholas Russell and many of the same talent from the VR short film called Cycles. Now, family traditions of telling bedtime stories. You always tell a bedtime story before we go to bed, right, Angela? So this sets up that there's this family in Arendelle, and they're gonna sit by the fire and they're gonna tell a story from the Frozen myth tale, I guess. So, and it circles around. Where's the 4 rocks? Where's that photo?
Yeah, 4 rocks.
Yeah. Do you remember what they each stand for?
They're 4.
Just like how we had in the groups earlier. One was Earth. Okay, let them hold it.
I don't know.
All right, and one was so it was water, earth, wind, and fire. Those are the spirits that rule over the enchanted forest in Frozen 2. Yeah, the mystery one was Elsa at the end of the movie, right?
As ice. That was a
Yeah, that's right. The Frozen VR is kind of like a standalone one. So if you've done like the more extreme Disney VR stuff, like if you go to
Spider-Man.
the Spider-Man PlayStation VR.
And also don't forget the Star Wars one.
Yeah, the Star Wars. Yeah. Okay, well, if you go into the Void and done, there's the Marvel one, there's a Wreck-It Ralph one, and there's a Star Wars one. That's more extreme. This is type that you can just put on your headset and just sit in your living room and enjoy it. So basically, you're watching this family tell this story, and then all of a sudden it merges to the I need the fire salamander. All right, so we follow him around, and this is just a little behind the scenes of how they had to create him for the VR.
Yeah.
And it's pretty neat. So basically, he kind of goes, and then the world transforms. You see the 4 stones, and then all of a sudden there's an earth themed, and then there's a wind theme where wind's going around, and then fire catches on, and he kind of starts the fire. And the best part was Earth, when they had the giant rocks were kind of walking around you and stuff. So it was really beautiful. I really love it. I'm really excited that Disney is starting to do some VR short films. Yeah. And Adam's getting close to the camera now. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, right here. Hold this up, Adam. He was really cute in it. The funny thing is, there's always some Easter eggs or some funny jokes when I talk to them. And I asked them, was there anything particular with the team that made this? And they said they used to put these funny lobsters all throughout it, which they eventually took out. There was an ongoing joke about lobsters being in the Frozen VR, Myth for Frozen Tale. So that was pretty exciting. So kids, if you got to pick something from Disney that could be made into a VR short or a VR game. Okay, Adam, you don't want to have your back to the camera, buddy. Turn around. What would it be?
Baymax. Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4? You want to see a Toy Story VR? Yeah.
Baymax.
You want Baymax one? Baymax would be pretty cool. Yeah. Well, they already did my 2 favorites, Star Wars and Marvel, but I like to do some more of that. It'd be cool actually to do like something Mickey and Minnie.
Captain Marvel.
Well, Captain Marvel would be cool. All right, well, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching. And how do we end the videos, kids?
We forgot to do it, the other secrets. At the very beginning of the movie, when Anna and Elsa are playing, you can see Baymax and Dumbo.
That's right. That's another Frozen 2 secret. And that Angela found. I didn't even spot that in there. So yeah, you can go buy Frozen 2 yourself and check it out and think about all the different wind and leaves that are in the movie and ice. So, all right, kids, how do we end the video?
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and ring the bell where you can be notified for you and don't miss any videos and please give this video a
Thumbs up. Adam, can you give a thumbs up? Yeah, buddy.
if you like this video.
Yes, thanks. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.